Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lewis Speaks 2021, and today I want to talk to you about apologies and forgiveness. Oftentimes we live in a world where people commit many wrongs against us, and at times it's very difficult to forgive. And one of the reasons why it's so difficult to forgive is people these days, they rarely offer a sincere apology. Right now, we live in a time where people are praised for being unapologetic. Even when they're wrong and they've done something that really, really hurts you, they refuse to offer you a sincere and genuine apology. And I think that that really prolongs the healing time, not getting the closure that you need. It really just complicates your healing process. And I think a lot of issues that could have been really rectified with a simple apology are oftentimes stretched and elongated and blown out of proportion because of someone's inability just to say two words, I'm sorry. So many relationships have been broken up and severed because of the ego and someone, I guess, a person's unwillingness to really just humble themselves and say, hey, I messed up. What can I do? And later on in this video, we're going to be talking about the 7 ingredients of a sincere apology. So stay tuned for that. But I was thinking about, back in biblical times, during the Mosaic law, Israelites, they had to make sacrifices, animal sacrifices whenever they would commit sins. And I'm asking myself, why did God require them to do that? Why did God require them to make these sacrifices? And I think there's 2 parts to that. The first part is that it was a foregleam of the eventual ransom sacrifice that Jesus would make for us as human beings for our sins. So that's the first part. Second part, I believe, and this is my interpretation, I believe God was trying to teach the Israelites the importance and the gravity of sin and how much work it takes to forgive other people. We oftentimes don't think about the other person who we have hurt. We don't think about how long it might have taken them to offer forgiveness, or how long it is taking them to forgive. How long they may be holding a grudge. We don't think about that other person. We also, don't really consider how our actions might have impacted their ability to trust in the future, their ability to be in other relationships with other people. We don't always take that into consideration. A B portion of this is that I believe God required these sacrifices so that way the Israelites also thought twice before they ever committed sins again. They knew they had to do some really arduous labor and engage in these really complicated processes to complete these sacrifices. So it made them think twice about committing sins. It made them think twice about breaking God's heart again, because they knew that if they were to do such things again, they would have to cut chickens and bleed them and drain the blood and pluck feathers and do all these processes just to be forgiven. So it made them think twice. Knowing that a person has to go through all that and do all that work will definitely make you think twice. And that's why I think it's important to require amends. Me personally, I don't accept apologies. I don't accept apologies alone. It has to be followed up with a willingness to make amends. And if it's not followed up with a willingness to make amends, it's really a half-hearted apology. I find it to be disingenuous. I find it to be really insincere. And my thing is this: we're instructed in the scriptures to forgive people, and I forgive based on that principle. But I also do not forget, and I take mental notes. Because these days people are offering apologies too easy. You know, they're offering oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Do you mean what you're saying? Or are you just offering a sorry as some kind of manipulation tactic? They have a saying, you know, an apology, without behavior change is just manipulation. You know, if you are offering an apology, but you're continuing to do the same things over and over again, then you're not genuinely sorry. You're just trying to win yourself back into a person's good graces so you can continue on doing the same behavior that is problematic. So, my thing is this: with that being said, how does one apologize? What are the 7 ingredients of a sincere apology? I wrote them down here. 1, the first step is to acknowledge the wrongdoing. An acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. You must acknowledge what you did wrong. We lose people at the first step oftentimes because accountability, I'm starting to learn, is so few and far between in this generation. Nobody wants to take ownership and accountability for their role in anything. They are fierce, headstrong, and unwilling to own anything. So in order to effectively apologize to somebody, you must, step 1, acknowledge the wrongdoing. Step 2, you must take accountability and ownership of the offense. You must own your role in the offense. 3, clearly articulate the offense. Clearly articulate what it is that you did to the other person. So that way they have an understanding of this. What does this do? This helps build trust. It helps them to know that you genuinely understand what you did wrong. So that's 3. 4, reflect to them how it must have made them feel. Oftentimes people don't think that you understand how your behavior made them feel. They don't believe what you're saying. They don't think you understand the gravity and the weight of your actions. And so you must reflect to them in words how your behavior impacted them. 5, you have to be willing to listen to how the offense affected the other person. You must be willing to listen to how the offense has affected the other person. How has my behavior impacted you? What did it mean to you? And genuinely listen. And do not hear, this is important, do not hear to respond. Listen to understand. Too many times people are just hearing, but they're not listening. They're hearing to offer the next response, but they're not listening to really genuinely understand. How did that hurt you? How did that impact you? You must do that. 6, you offer a sincere, heartfelt apology. You summarize all the previously mentioned steps and you offer that sincere, heartfelt apology. And then lastly, 7, you follow it up with a willingness to make amends. What does that look like? This is what it looks like. What can I do to make things right? What can I do to make things right? That's essential. And I think that when you offer these 7 ingredients to someone, it builds a recipe of trust. It builds a recipe for loyalty because they understand that you get it. They realize that you do understand and you are genuinely sorry because you put the work in. See, in this generation, they don't want to put the work in. They're unapologetic. They are, you don't like what I did? Forget you. I'm cutting you off. Bye, bye. I'm doing me. Everybody's just doing them. Nobody's considering the relationships that will ultimately help keep them strong. Everybody's just so willing to let go of relationships in this generation, which is wild to me, but okay. My thing is this: if you want to keep your relationships and your friendships intact, it is crucial that you learn how to apologize. You've got to learn how to apologize because we're not perfect. Ultimately, we will mess up. We will commit a sin against someone. We will disappoint other people. We will hurt other people. We're imperfect human beings, but we also have the capacity and the ability to offer a sincere apology. And if we don't, if we choose to be headstrong, if we choose to be determined not to offer a sincere apology, if we are so narcissistic that we are unable to see the error of our ways, well, prepare to be by yourself. Because and this is the truth, you've got to definitely offer an apology when you are wrong and acknowledge when you are wrong. It is essential. So I hope that this video was helpful in terms of saving the relationships that you do have in your life. I definitely hope that you employ these skills and employ these 7 principles that I mentioned in these videos, in this video. And I wish you success in all your relationships, because I'm going to tell you right now, and it's difficult right now. It's hard out here trying to keep and hold on and maintain relationships. So when you have someone good, hold on, and you better hold on tight, because good people are becoming few and far between. So you better hold on tight. So this has been Lewis Speaks 2021, wishing everybody a wonderful and successful life. Peace.